All right, what is up, guys? We have a new software I'm going to show you guys that I've been working on, and then also some new updates of how it plays into your entire business. And so I'm going to share my screen and introduce a software that we recently built called, boom, Repurposer 9000. Let's go. All right, so this is Repurposer 9000. All right. With this, it starts with the idea you could take a YouTube video, any of your YouTube videos, especially these YouTube videos. For me, this is I have a issue, right? I have coaching calls, and I need to take those coaching calls, and I need to take and create content for them, whether it be blogs, notes, even just put it on my website. Okay, so it was a very simple need for me as myself, and then other people seem to have that need. And so I built it into a software. Okay. This software took me about maybe 3 weeks of quite a bit of work, right? Like I wish I could minimize how much work this actually took, even with AI coding. However, it has been quite the journey. So, however, we're 3 weeks in and we have a full working software that has five customers so far with this. Okay. So it is a brand new software. I haven't officially launched it. Which is like me actually going and putting on marketplaces and putting it out and putting in YouTube videos about it. This is my first official one, and I'm talking to the private coaching group about it. Okay. So here's what I have. Here's what's really cool is I built this software to integrate into not only with YouTube to create content, but we're going to show you integrate it into Aspire Builder Pro also. Okay, so this is Aspire Builder Pro. I'm going to show you how to connect it right into this thing so that you guys can post on social media and post on your blog post. Okay, and you can start building that out really fast through content that you've already created. Okay, so here we go. We're going to log in. This is repurposer9000.com.
Can I ask a quick question? Does
Absolutely.
it have to have the video content, or could it be audio and do the same thing?
So let's see. So could it be audio? Where's the audio located?
I mean, it could be, it could be anywhere, but it's like if it's a podcast, for example, does it? I mean, because audio has visual and auditory, obviously. So why would you would think that the same mechanism could work? It's just a black screen, but then you could always I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
wondering with as you're talking,
Yeah, great question. So here's what we have. So inside here, at first it was just YouTube video. So one of the updates, I made it where you could get YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook videos, X videos, Vimeo videos, or LinkedIn videos. Now it can do MP3 files. Now you just have to have an MP3 link. Okay, so if you do have the MP3 link or the file, you could just add this right in here and it will grab it. Okay, so yes, hopefully that works. Let me know if it doesn't, and I'll fix it I'll try to make it something that grabs the link for you, maybe from a podcast or something cool. Okay, so yes. Okay, if you have the words, okay, let's just say you already have the transcript, you already have the words, you could hear right here, it says click here, already have the transcript, you could click here, and you could manually enter in the whole transcript, right? So if you do have a blog, or if you've already wrote something, you could literally come on here and you could use that to write more content. Okay.
So asking it in the reverse way, what should I use for a podcast or just audio in order for it to work with this? What?
Yeah. Now let me ask you, would you like to be a prime example of repurposing some of your content? Maybe even, I know that you have a Substack. Would you like to repurpose one of those?
So the Substack is mostly written, and I'm trying to make myself do podcasts. I don't.
Nice. Okay.
I don't really enjoy that as much. I mean, I'm fine talking to a patient, but I feel very on the spot in my own head trying to speak. I prefer to write, but I'm trying to do adjacent podcasts with the writing, and so I don't have I don't know what software I'm going to use for a podcast. So I might as well use one that could work for this, is what I'm thinking, because then I can take the audio format and then I can do all the same things you're saying. It just, again, there's no video.
Well, can't you just take the audio and do a faceless video on YouTube, and then used Repurposer. I've only jumped on once with the Repurposer, so I'm not ultra familiar with it. But I think you could just translate that audio into a faceless video, and then repurpose it that way. And then are you familiar with, what is it, Notebook LM, right? And that I'm not sure what you're doing with podcasts or if you're creating AI podcasts, but that's really interesting if you've never seen that before.
I don't, I literally know nothing. So
Okay.
in fact, Jeff, I think we had talked about like a way that I can speak and I can stop speaking. It will pause, like what mechanism I'm using to record where I don't have to keep speaking. I can pause and think. But people do video casts too. I don't know what they use for that, but like you're talking about YouTube videos, but people do, I don't know, bloggers and people, they do podcasts and video casts. So that brings up the other question, like making sure that people could use this software for a video cast, whatever that is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we could even, like, let's just say we're on Facebook, or you record that as a Facebook Live, or you record one of those videos. So I could go to one of my videos on Facebook and I can grab one of those video links. So just like this. So I could come on here, I could grab one of my video links. Here's one of my most popular, which is incredibly long ago. All right. That's awesome. All right. So I could grab something like this, and then I could add it into the repurposer. And then it will grab this video. And then we could download that transcript. So ultimately, wherever the video is hosted, we could just grab that video, or manually you could enter it, or you could use an MP3 or a WAV file, WAV file, whatever you call it.
Okay, so here's the bottom line, and then I'll stop talking. Okay, if a person a person does podcasts and video casts, and they are open to using different types of avenues to do that. They could use YouTube, they could use Facebook Live, whatever else. Since they're starting from scratch and they don't have anything particular that they're, wedded to, what should they use that would be best for them syncing with this? And if the answer is just anything, then fine. But if the answer is like, oh, Facebook Live would be better, or YouTube would be better with it, I think, that'd be helpful, I think, to tie into this anyways, because it's just the opposite mentality. Like if someone already has what they do and they're coming to use this, then fine. But if they're like me, where they're just starting everything, they might as well use something that's going to link with this that much better,
Yes, absolutely. So if I was just starting out, for me, I look at how can I take my message and create an asset that will last longer than me. So I'm looking at what out of these little platforms, of these little cute little icons, which one is going to be the longest lasting one versus all of these. So Facebook it's not a search engine. Pretty much none of these over here are search engines besides YouTube. So for me, I look at what's going to make my video last the longest. In 10 years, will my video still be on TikTok? No, dude, that's like a hit a second. You know what I mean? All of these other ones are swipe-like features. YouTube's like a search. So if I put out a video on how to build a website with AI, or for Aspire Builder Pro, all right, Aspire Builder Pro is the platform that I personally, I'm going to get a shirt that says I work at Aspire Builder Pro. Like this is my, right? Like this is, for me, my number one thing is I'm going to be focusing on HIPAA compliance. All right. So for me, I'm going to be looking for videos or content, but I'm not going to be making a lot of videos with this. So what I'm going to be doing is I already have this transcripts. So for me, I'm manually going to be entering, because what I've did is I've done research of what videos do I want to target, and I want to target a lot of things about HIPAA. That's going to be my number one thing. And what I'm going to be doing is comparing, as crazy it is Gmail HIPAA compliant? Right? If we search up, is Gmail HIPAA compliant? Just that one keyword, it doesn't seem like it's much, but this one keyword gets searched up once it's done loading. I think I have the keyword stats on my other computer. This one keyword gets searched up 888 times a month.
How do you know that? Where do you see that?
So let me see if I could view this full report for this keyword. I'll pull this up. So I have so we have SEMrush. Let's see if we'll pull it up. Right. Let's see. I usually use keywords everywhere, but it doesn't seem to be logged in on this computer. Okay.
Okay,
So,
I don't. Yeah.
yeah. So essentially what I do is search up these style keywords to find out what I'm going to be writing for. And so for me, those are the ones that I'm focusing on. And for me, I'm going to be doing a lot of heavy blogs. And so I'm going to be doing heavy blog writing. So I want to repurpose a lot of my content. So I'll be adding the manual transcript. So I added that ability too.
So there's no video there, so could I just put, like, I'm doing a series on habits. Could I just put that in right here?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. You type in habit, right? Habit 1, right? And then you could put your author, right? So you could put your name, right? So, and then from here, you could paste your transcript. So let's just say you do have that transcript on habits, or you've already wrote that out in a Google Doc, or you already have that in a Substack article. You can paste it right here. Okay, so you can paste that whole entire thing, and then it will appear right down here, just like this. All right, and then you have this button in this download area. You have this button called Click to Repurpose. This opens up all of these abilities. Here's your transcript. So at any time you could use this, copy it, because you could use this for anything. But you could also come over here and for SEO content, and if you just hit generate SEO, this will instantly, or in a few seconds, generate basically all of the things that you need for your YouTube video to be published correctly. All right, so now this is literally, it gives me 4 video title options, right? So here's my video. I built a software in 5 days while on vacation. AI built my entire business in a week, from idea to software, how I coded with AI in just days. All right, so literally it takes that article and reworks it, right? So now it talks about the Repurposer 9000, and then it has the relevant tags. These are all the things that you need to plug into YouTube to list a video.
But where, in this case, where you started with a transcript, where's the video?
This one, basically what it's doing with the videos, it's grabbing the words from the video and turning it into a transcript. If you already have the transcript, well, it just used the words, right? So now it's just repurposing based off of those exact words that you have.
Right, but so what? Well, I'll just keep watching, because I get that, but then here, since there's no video, then how are you gonna? Anyway, I think I just need to stop talking and watch.
No, yeah. So here's what I also did, right? So I went to right here. So I typed in, is Gmail HIPAA compliant? Okay. So this is an article that I'm going to be writing. All right. And now if I search this, here is Google itself that says, here's Gmail that says, this is the answer right from Google. Okay. So this is direct knowledge from Google. All right. So if I go into Repurposer 9000 and I go into already have a transcript and I type in title, my title is Gmail HIPAA compliant, and I'll just put my author's Gmail. That's fine. And then I'm going to select everything. All right. Because this is the response from Google, and I'm just going to paste my transcript. Okay. And I'm going to hit save. All right. Well, now right here is here's that manual entry. So now I could click to repurpose, and I could do the same thing. I could repurpose my content from here. Well, not only do we have the SEO content, which we could generate, but we could also generate summaries and notes. I could also make social posts from this. I could also, inside this, I can make thumbnails and stuff. So now we could actually, like, let's just say I want to generate like a thumbnail for this, actual article, right? So is Gmail HIPAA compliant? Well, now I could hit generate thumbnail. I think I might need I might need some credits. All right, so I'm gonna update because I'm admin.
So basically, just repurposing is through all platforms, not just video. All right.
That's correct.
You were just using the video as example.
Just using the video as example. That's correct. Yep. So you guys can actually see. Now the video is basically, it's a lot of times it's tough to get those it's tough to get those it's tough to get those transcripts, right? So we actually need those transcripts is what we're looking for. So essentially that's what we're grabbing.
But Troy, what you just said is helpful, because like I'm not talking about video, but I'm talking about if I write one thing on Substack, I want to be able to have the tentacles in a million places. And that's, yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So that's what I was going to ask is what's your primary avenue of communication platform? You know, is it text? Is it audio? Is it video? I mean, you'd like to do all. Is one preferred?
Right. I prefer to write. If it were up to me, I would just write. It's just that it seems like people prefer, you know, part of it is self-help world. They want podcasts. So. Yeah.
Well, I don't know that this is in this, but I just friend requested you on Facebook, but that Notebook LM does do podcasts for you with text. So you can create your own podcast from that text that you write.
With whose voice? With somebody else's voice, or your own voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't feel right to me. It feels like it should be my.
Yeah, you could probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could probably use 11 Labs or something and create your own voice, and then maybe marry it in. I haven't done enough with it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll look at the face. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and just message me or something, and I might have some pointers more specific.
Thank you.
But Jeff is a genius. Love the guy. You know, only got to meet him once, even though I tried more than once. And I was just gonna say he's got a heart bigger than his body, so he's all about teaching, and yeah, I'm always I want to say amused, but it's just it's incredible how excited he can get. I mean, even if we weren't here, it would be like he was on stage in front of 5,000 people. He's gonna deliver.
So true. I love it. So true.
Indeed. Yeah, I was going to do this class whether anyone shows up or not.
Oh, man. We need to repurpose little avatars of crowd for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of ironic that there would be so few people for the repurposing class, right? So you've got to make you repurpose, but all right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And so you're absolutely right. And that's absolutely why I'm doing these now more. And that's the way I'm thinking, is because I know this class is going to be, in the end, it's going to be repurposed many different ways. And I'm going to show you how I repurpose it, full publishing. So now we're not just repurposing it in a way that we're writing little tiny snippets, right? So this is going to be able to generate us a thumbnail, because soon we're going to need to post this, right? Is Gmail HIPAA compliant? Well, we need to. If we were to write a video on this, or let's just say a blog article, all right, so I could actually generate a thumbnail, so we could have a different thumbnails. So we could have YouTube, square, vertical, up and down, portrait, classic, but YouTube. And then you could let AI analyze the transcript and generate a thumbnail for you from that. Or you could automatically enter in your own thumbnail. Whenever you generate the SEO content from this, like if I generate press this and it generates SEO content, at the very bottom, it has this little AI image prompt for your thumbnail. So you could actually copy this little prompt, come over here. You could let AI generate it from your transcript, or you could insert it in your custom prompt, right? So now you could say, I want certain branding, right? So I want neon blue with green branding, gradients, right? So I could add this. I know this because Aspire Builder Pro is neon green with blue with gradients. All right. My wife has told me this. All right. So I need to make sure that it actually has more branding. Okay. So now I could hit generate thumbnail, and it's going to take this prompt and it's going to generate us a thumbnail for this, which we could use for our social post, our YouTube images, or even our blog posts. Okay. So now we have this. Check out that. Boom. Nailed it. All right. This one adds this little logo to the top. Don't like that, but let's check out this one. HIPAA compliant. Nailed it. I love this. If we want, we could click to repurpose and we could copy this prompt again, and we could literally use this prompt again, or we could let AI do it and we could generate more. All right. Like, you're not limited to just by that one that it dropped. All right. From here, you have a whole bunch of options, right? It's going to generate a couple more. So now here is the cool thing. All right. So it generated some more. So you could see like HIPAA compliant. I love this one. Now you can see how this is on branding to my Aspire Builder Pro. Now all my blog titles and everything starts to be on brand because I'm telling the AI, like, basically, here's the branding that I want. Here's the colors. Here's like this. And so that's kind of what it's doing. So from here, now this is what gets really cool. All right. Shanti is one of our very first Aspire Builder Pro users. It's one of a new platform that we just invested into. And here's what I did is Aspire Builder Pro is freaking awesome, right? This one, it's HIPAA compliant, but two, this gives me the ability to build software on top of Aspire Builder Pro. Okay, so as we have Aspire Builder Pro, it has websites, funnels, emails, all of this stuff, right? It's absolutely freaking massive of a platform. All right, so I could log in really fast. Absolutely massive of a platform, but watch what I also did. I also made it where inside of Aspire Builder Pro, we are able to, inside here, so there's a kind of a little setup process. All right, there's a little bit of a setup process. Inside here on the left-hand side, we have automation, or we have marketing, the marketing tab. And we have the ability to come in here into our social planner and get connected with all of our social accounts. Okay, so inside this, let me show you what it looks like once it's already set up. I have inside here the social planner. I went in here in this little gear icon. There's this little setting. And I went in here and I set up all my social media accounts. You could see I connected to Jeffrey Caldwell page, my AI team, Jeffrey Caldwell, my AI team. Like, I have all of these things set up with my profile. If you need to connect to another one, you just connect to social, and it literally picks up a social or one of your communities or even YouTube, and you're able to post and schedule content to this. Okay. So we're able to connect. Once we connect these inside here, all right, same thing with the other thing. On the left-hand side, we have sites. We also have the ability to have blogs in here. Okay. So on the left up top, we have funnels, websites, and we also have blogs. Okay. So you can see in here, I actually have a blog that I posted with my AI team. You have to get the blog connected and set up before you're going to ever be able to see it in Repurposer 9000. Okay. But once you do, all right, inside Repurposer 9000, there's a couple different plans. Okay. The $19 a month plan essentially comes with the ability to just repurpose your content. Okay. That's what you get. You get 1,000 credits and you get the ability to repurpose your content. For the $49 a month plan, you get the ability to unlock what's called the social poster. So once you guys actually have an Aspire Builder Pro account, it doesn't work without one. All right. And same thing with the agency. Basically, once you have an Aspire Builder Pro account, you're able to connect your Repurposer 9000 to your Aspire Builder Pro account. All right. And watch what happens. All right. So I have the social poster right here. You can see right here, I manage multiple clients. Okay. So you can literally connect to multiple clients and you can manage multiple accounts. But I have Aspire Builder Pro and I could select this one. And I believe this one right here is this one right here is my AI team. But watch what I could do. I could come in here and one, if you don't have like an integration, I could hit add integration. And I set up the ability to add and connect to your integration. So this makes it where you could actually connect literally to, this is the connector. I coded up the connector to like basically to Aspire Builder Pro to make it where it will actually connect to our Aspire Builder Pro account. Okay. So we just have to log into this, and then it will connect to our account. I already have mine connected. And now we're able to actually schedule posts and Facebook posts and content that we repurpose in the repurposer onto our actual social medias. Okay. I made it where you could actually see all of your posts, and then you could see all of your calendars. So you could actually schedule your social media content right from the repurposer. If you click on, let's just say today's date, you could hit create a post for this date, and it will actually bring this up and like, what would you like to share? Right. And if I post, like Jeff was here, right, on my Facebook, you can see I have right here, I could either add a media URL, or I could click right here, view gallery, and I have all of my images that the AI has ever created on here. All right. So these are all my images in my gallery, or because I connected to my Aspire Builder Pro account, I also have all my media images on that's connected to my account. So now it's both areas. So now I'm literally pulling in the information from the media gallery in here, the media storage. And I connected right into Aspire Builder Pro in the media gallery. All right. So you also have the media gallery that's inside your Aspire Builder Pro account. If you upload your logo or if you upload content inside there, it's connected there. Okay. So that's connected. You could also upload images right here and just add it. If you need, like, you could search. So I have like T-Rex images, and you could search up T-Rex. Actually, I don't know if I have T-Rex in this one. T-Rex. Yep, there they are. Bam. All right. So you can see, you can search in this, and it will pull back all your images, right? So you could search in here. Whenever you want to use one of these images, you just click it, and then now it pops in here. And then you could see basically what it is. So I could say, instead of this, I could say, is Gmail HIPAA compliant? All right. And in here where it says first comment, I could add, anyone want the link to the blog article? All right. And now I could post now, or I could schedule for later. Okay. And that will post to it. I could also schedule it to multiple different social media accounts.
Wait,
or I
that's
could
sorry, the multiple different social media accounts, which is it besides Facebook? Anything like Blue Sky, Instagram?
Yes. So inside here, you're going to go into your marketing, and you're going to go into that social planner up here. Okay. And you're going to be able to connect whatever social accounts that you connect to. Okay. So here is the ones that we have as an option. So we have Facebook, Instagram, Google Business Profile, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and your community, which is in your profiles in your community inside your membership area that you can build inside Aspire Builder Pro.
So can we add more? Like, could you add Substack and Blue Sky?
So can we add Substack and Blue Sky? That might be a copy paste thing from now, or it might be something that's coming. So what I'll do is, with the developers with Aspire Builder Pro, way more active, way more responsive, incredibly things. So I'll put, and I have a direct communication with them. So I'll talk to them to see where Blue Sky is on the idea board and see how fast they can add it. Is there any other ones that you want on there?
Let's see, you have, I think that's, you have LinkedIn. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Blue Sky. I'll make a note with that. So
I don't
these
know if Substack really is appropriate for this, but Blue Sky, I think probably.
Perfect. Okay. So now you could connect those, and now you could post. Down here it says select account. So you can see, you can select which ones. This is Jeffrey Caldwell Facebook page. This is my AI team page. This is my LinkedIn page. This is my Pinterest. And you can schedule which ones you want these posted on. Okay. And then from here, you could either schedule as draft. So you could schedule it as a draft, which goes into your account, so you could review for later. Let's just say you have a team that you're working with. You could schedule and save as draft. Well, that team, now that you're working with them, they could build your Instagram profile, or they could do all your content repurposing for you and then schedule it for you, or they could publish now. And then that will publish. And then in a few seconds, you see how it says in progress right here. it will post to our social media accounts. All right, so that will post. Let me try to get rid of this thing. Bam. All right, so it will post. And then if I look on my Facebook, for Jeffrey Caldwell page, boom, you can see I just posted that post. All right. So now is Gmail HIPAA compliant? Anyone want the link to the blog article? All right. And now I have that post. Well, what blog article? All right. So now if we go back into Repurposer 9000, well, here's what we could do. It's not just Repurposer 9000. The 9000 is like, we could do this 9,000 ways. Okay. So now we have the social posts. We have that. We have blog articles. Well, here's what we could do. Inside our social poster, whenever you have, so here's what I did. Whenever you have your integrations connected, let's just say I go into these integrations, I actually have, this one is my AI team. So if I go into here and I hit edit, I'll edit this and I'll put my AI team. Well, inside here, I'm going to put my company, my AI team. So I have it where you could add, not only can you set up your integration right here, but I have it where you could also add your company bio information and all of this stuff. And the reason why is I don't want to have to sit here and type it out every time that I want to repurpose content, right? So I could say, here's my company name, and it'll say my AI team. And then I could put my company bio and description. So I could say creates AI coders, by teaching the fundamentals that the humans will need. Boom. All right. That's my AI team's most recent mission. All right. The industry is online marketing. All right. Target audience is going to be website builders and agencies. All right. And my brand tone of voice is definitely going to be inspirational. That's my style. All right. Keyword tagging. I'm going to put AI coding, and then I could hit update. Now here's what's cool. You see how it says company bio and description? This is going to be sent to the AI every single time. So here's what I highly suggest. On myAIteam.com, there is some free tools. Okay. One of the free tools is this simple like logo hex color, get it from an image color palette extractor tool. Okay. And basically what you do with this is you upload an image and it gets all the colors, like the hex colors from it. All right. You don't know how many times I need this in my life. All right. Like it's ridiculous. All right. So I'm going to type in my AI team logo and boom, and I'm going to get my logo. All right. And this is going to pull back. It's going to analyze the colors of the logo, and it's going to pull back all my colors in my brand. All right. Like literally it just gave me my hex colors from my logo. Okay. Plus a whole bunch of additional colors that might look good on the page. Okay. So you could see which ones you like. If it didn't get a color and you want a color, you could click on it and you could actually like click on this image and you could get all the colors directly from the image. Okay. So there's always that option too. All right. But you need to grab these colors. All right. And then from there, what we do is we come in here and we say, here are my brand colors. Simple as that. And I paste it. All right. And I'll get rid of any of this little space that says copied. I don't know why it says that. I'll fix that.
The quick thing about picking the colors, Jeff, I noticed at one point, it's almost like it took too many gradients within one color. Like it was like, I don't know if it was like a glare thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's not doing it right now, but I just FYI, like I was doing it with and it gave like 4 versions of the red, say, or something.
Okay. Okay. If you do inside this logo, if you do, you're like, oh man, I need just this yellow or I need this red. You could literally this little like crosshair, you could click on it and then it will add the colors down here.
Okay.
So if you ever do feel like it's like, oh man, it's not getting this blue right here. Like I need just that blue. You could always click on it with it just to update and it will pop down right here for you. 2. So then it will give you those colors better if you want to manually click it, not just having it generate from the ones that are the dominant colors from that. Hopefully that helps. So that will give you those images. Then what I do is I also like to say, because this is my company bio and description, I literally like to go to my homepage, right? This is my AI team, the homepage, the sign up page. And I like to tell everything about my website. So I literally just copy and paste everything. Bam. All right. I'll copy and paste that whole little thing all the way down. All right. So then I copy it. And this gives the AI context. Here is my website copy at HTTPS. I'll give it my link. So it adds my link to all my articles. All right. Boom. And I'll paste. All right, cool. So I'll get rid of some random stuff. I don't need social media icon words. All right, cool. I love it. So now I can give it some additional instructions here. I could say my demo link, right? So I have a one-on-one demo link. If you want to book a demo, use this link. So http myAIteam.com/demo. Too easy. All right. And you can give it other links. Okay. So now what we could do is I could hit update integration. And then that updates that integration right there. Well, once we have that integration, okay, this now enables us when we go into Repurposer 9000. All right, this now enables us. Let's just say this article is Gmail HIPAA compliant. I could go to repurpose this content and I could go to blog articles and I could hit generate blog. All right, and now this gives us the ability to say, what's our blog title? Well, if I want to stick with it, is Gmail HIPAA compliant? I could literally say that. I could say, is Gmail HIPAA compliant? All right, the key topics, I could say you pick, right? And then I could say blog type, and I could pick what kind of blog type it is. For me, I know I'm going to be writing about software, and I know that this, so I literally want this kind of to be a how-to guide, okay? And then I have right here, it says company profile. Well, this is what's cool. You could set up these different company profiles. So now I have Aspire Builder Pro, which is my HIPAA compliant company. And then I also have my AI team right down here. Bam. So now I could generate a blog article. Ooh, I could generate a blog article. I love generating blog articles. All right. This is my favorite thing about the software, to tell you the truth. All right. So it's going to generate a blog article. And in a few seconds, we shall have a fully written blog article that merges our transcript, whatever we insert in that knowledge, plus our company profile with the hex colors and all that. And you're going to see why we give the hex colors and everything. All right, so look. So this just spit out our entire blog article. Here's a high quality blog article for my AI team, presented in both plain text and right here's the key, HTML formats. All right, focusing on HIPAA compliance with Gmail. All right, so now I'm going to scroll down. If you look at this, this is really cool. Hey there, fellow innovators, digital trailblazers. Jeff Caldwell here, creator of my AI team, and I'm thrilled you're diving into this crucial topic with me. All right, well, check out this. So this is the plain text version. Well, now if I scroll down here, there's some crazy code. You see how it says blog HTML version? Well, I'm just going to copy this whole HTML all the way down to the bottom. All right. I'm going to copy this. Oops. Boom. I'm going to redo that. All right. I'm going to go back up here and just copy the HTML. All right. And here's what we're going to do. When you set up your blog in Aspire Builder Pro, you also, once we connect it and you actually go into this blog poster, well, watch what happens. Inside here, I have all my accounts, right? So I have my Aspire Builder Pro, but I also have my AI team. And you see I have my blog down here. Well, I can hit create post. And now we have our title, our description, and our HTML content. HTML, if you guys don't know what HTML is like code language, but HTML is what you need, and we just paste it in. All right, how beautiful. We scroll to the top. And inside, if we look at the little code, this is a little nerdy. I'll try to make this a little easier for us in the future. But right now it says title. You see in the code, it says title, and it says, is your Gmail HIPAA compliant? And I can copy this title, and I'm going to paste it right into there. And then in this description, I can copy this description, and I'm going to paste it in the description. Boom. So now we have a title and we have a description. Nailed it. All right. The next thing is we have a featured this URL slug. You can update if you want. I'm just going to leave it. We have a featured URL for our image, and I can hit my view gallery, and I could go to all the AI generated images that it already generated. You could see it's already on brand, right? HIPAA compliant ? All right. This one kind of looks like, is Gmail HIPAA compliant? I'd like that. All right. I kind of like this one. It looks like emails, but that adds this little logo. I'm going to add this one. Boom. All right, that's my little thing. So that's my blog image. I'm going to scroll down to this alt text. You can see it pulls in my author. Make sure you set up your author. Now we have different categories because it has our categories. I'm going to say websites, and then tag, I'm going to put HIPAA. All right. For me, I would actually, in the future, I'd post this on Aspire Builder Pro, not My AI Team. But I want to show you guys what it looks like when we fuse the My AI Team brand into the whole thing. All right. And then I could hit publish now. All right, and it just published that blog. Well, watch what happens when we go into our blog, right? If I go into sites, into our blogs, all right, in Aspire Builder Pro, you can see we are here, 3, 2, net 1. We have now 10 blogs posted, which before we had 9. And I will scroll down. Once it loads, boom, you see our latest blog. A second now, is your Gmail HIPAA compliant? And you can see this one is published. If I click this, watch this, check out this. Y'all ready? Now we have our brand up top because this is what it did, right? So we have this is like the styling. You can stylize this brand, but this is what the AI did, right? So if you see right here, this is Gmail HIPAA compliant? You can see this is our blue. Right? It's kind of hard to see, but this is our blue from our branding. Hello there, fellow innovators, digital trailblazers. If anyone wants to read this while I'm reading it, you guys can. Here's the link. Boom. All right. And you can see that is our full article. So now we have this. You can see this wrote the whole thing. In today's digital world, the question of data security and compliance isn't just technical, it's a bedrock of trust, and especially in the healthcare industry. We're talking about protected health information and the way you're handling it. Understand your responsibilities under HIPAA is not negotiable, right? So, and then it literally talks about all of this, right? The short answer is this, but as we build websites 10 times faster with AI and revolutionize software development, it's imperative we equip ourselves with the knowledge to handle safe information. Literally, it's adding this. So all of this stuff, here's all the information about Gmail, here about HIPAA compliance, Gmail and HIPAA, and it's adding all of this. Little key takeaways, right? So little quotes. Look at this. Why HIPAA compliance matters and how AI can help. Plugs in AI. This is where My AI Team comes in. While our AI coders don't directly handle your PHP or sign your BH, which it doesn't. That's cool. Imagine what this could do. Imagine leveraging My AI Team to be building custom software, custom secure interfaces, and it plugs in this. Look at this. My AI Team is your partner, turning any software idea into reality that demands stringent and secure compliance. It's plugging in all of the information about HIPAA compliance and information like this, but it's also saying turning ideas into working MVPs in seconds. Like this blog. Now check out this. Look at this blog. Look at this. Here's a summary of the HIPAA compliance inside Gmail. It gives a summary with a branded table. Like this is what HTML code is able to do inside this. So we literally just coded up a table and it plugged it in. And then look down like here, boom, start building software today, and it plugs in with a demo. And now we can click the link to myaiteam.com demo, looking to hire a software developer. All right. And it plugs in and it sends over, no operators developed. I need to get the demo page up and running again. Okay. Which now helps. So now I literally have a whole blog that links to a demo page that they could literally hire me at my highest rate for HIPAA compliance and software development. Like, in this whole blog, somebody reads it and they're like, oh man, this thing's like, tells me everything about HIPAA compliance and it's Gmail HIPAA compliant. And then it gives me everything I need. Plus they give me a way to start building software if I want. And then I could even hire them to do it. They already know about the topic and they give me an option to hire them. You know what I mean? And so that's what blogs do. You don't have to put word content. Not everyone is going to consume videos. Yes, people do consume videos, but we can't discount that people read articles. Like Google, there's 2 search engines that are massive in the world. The number one is Google, and Google is text based. You know what I mean? Most people just read and search and read articles. They skim through it and say, oh, why it matters. Okay, my AI team could help. Oh, they could do MVPs in minutes. You know what I mean? Like they skim through it. And so this whole entire blog was published in a few seconds. Now watch what happens. If I wanted to go on here and I wanted to go to Repurposer 9000 into Repurposer 9000, boom. In a few seconds with this, I can also, with this, I have, not only can we write that blog, right? So we can write that blog for that company, but I can also choose to write that blog in a different style for Aspire Builder Pro in a opinion piece or a news article style. And it's going to fuse your company profile into it. So you might even have a news website that is writing news articles and you're writing latest topics that you're talking about, latest developments in sociology and psychology, and you're plugging in a news article and you're talking about it and it's an opinion piece and you're adding in your opinion right before you publish it. And so you're able to build content multiple different ways, but instantly you don't have to figure out how to make it look beautiful. For me, that's what holds it back. I don't have to worry about my brand being on point. This literally added my entire brand and linked myAIteam.com in this article everywhere. It linked my demo pages everywhere throughout this whole thing. It's talking about my brand. It's high. None of this sounds like AI. If you guys read this, I'm using I'm not using like ChatGPT. I'm using an AI behind the scenes that is absolutely phenomenal for what we have. It can handle so much content, and the way that it writes is phenomenal. I've never seen something write like the way this does. And so it's cool. So here's what we could do too. Inside here, you might say, well, maybe I don't want to write articles. Maybe I have something else that I want to write. You might want to write a song, or you might want to write a certain style of blog post, right? The other day, I actually found basically like this ad online. It was on Facebook, and I sent it to myself, right? I literally on Facebook, I went in and I found it on Facebook and I sent it to myself, right? And it's this huge ad that had millions, I'm talking millions of comments and posts and everything on Facebook. And I was like, man, how do I write content? How do I write ads like this? I want to write more ads like this, okay? So I literally sent myself the ad, all right? So I copied and pasted the ad so I could write ads like that for all of my content. All right, and if I go up here, let's go to this.
That award-winning smile, Jeff.
Oh yeah. I'm glad. It's so funny you say that. We were talking about growing up. I had a chipped tooth dead center in my face, and it was one of the most embarrassing things in my life. And the Army paid to fix it. Yes. So, okay. So right here, it says this little thing says, all right, friends, settle in. Right. And it's this giant ad that has so many absolutely amazing stuff. Right. And it's selling sheets. All right. It's crazy. It is. It's selling microbiotic sheets. All right. So here's what I did inside Repurposer 9000. Inside here, there's called custom prompts. We have somebody asked the other day, hey, can it make songs? Can it make this? Can it do this? Well, after I started doing blog articles and thumbnails and social media posts, I'm like, all right, I just need to make it where you could do your own. So now you could go in here and you could hit create prompt, and you could literally create your own prompt that you could reuse over and over again. So in here, I typed in long form ad creator. I typed in ad creator, right? And I typed in makes world class ads. All right. And then I typed in the category and I said marketing. And then I put in my prompt content and I said, you are a world class ad writer. And you ad writer. Here is an example of the ads you write. And I literally pasted in the ad that I found. Okay. So I pasted in this miracle sheet ad. So boom, copy. Let me try copying this. All right. This is the ad that I found online. This is all the text. Because wow, when I read that and I saw how much was amazing, like it was just phenomenal. All right. It hooked me in and everybody, it was great. All right. So I loved it. So I grabbed this copy and I pasted it. All right. If you guys want to read the full ad, you guys can see, maybe it pastes here. I don't know. Oh no, it's not going to paste there. All right. So I have the full ad. Basically is right here. It's this huge thing. All right. And now it sells. This thing is like beautiful. It says, I wasn't going to share this because it's embarrassing, but after what happened to my mom last night, over the last months and other family, my family needs to know. All right. And it goes into this beautiful ads, like I said, selling some sheets, miracle sheets. All right. So now I'm going to say down here, you see how it says use placeholders? We could actually add the ability to add questions. Okay. So I'm going to say, paste in your brand copy here, right? And now I'm going to say, you see how it says use placeholder like this? And I'm going to say, now your job is to take the user's brand and transcript and make a new post. Okay. Here is the brand. And then now you see how it says little use placeholder like this. It says answer 1. That's going to be the answer to question 1. Well, if we have like more questions, we could have like answer 2. So this is basically just going to plug in magically the answer to this. And this gives us the ability to like reuse this prompt.
I'm not seeing your screen move. It's frozen for some reason. Your face is moving, mine's moving up here, but it's like a screenshot or something.
Let me share it again. All right. How's that? Did it fix?
I don't see it up yet.
Okay.
Is it that Las Vegas?
While you're doing that, I sadly have to go back to this medical course. I'd rather do this, but I've missed an hour, so I have to go back.
Well,
and
I gotta jump in a couple minutes too, or a few minutes.
all right. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Dev. Thank you, Troy. Thanks.
Thank you
Bye.
for joining. Take care. All right, so this is going to be good, and we'll be able to repurpose this replay for you later. So even if you miss some. All right, so as soon as it loads, any second now.
Yeah.
What do you think so far, Troy? You digging the software?
Yeah, it's cool. Well, this I think only the second one I've been able to hit. I think I messaged you. Are you doing Tuesdays again or no?
No Tuesdays, only Thursdays right now.
Thursdays, okay. That's what I thought. At one point, you said you thought about going back to 2, and I didn't know if you did.
Yep. Haven't fully made that. Haven't fully did it yet. So, yeah. So,
just want you on stage every day, bro.
Right. All right. So now we could take this answer and I could paste it right into here, which is we could plug in, and that plugs in the answer right there for us. All right, so now we can make a little question, and that's the question. If we add more questions, then we could use answer 2 or answer 3 or answer 4, and it will plug in our answer there for our user. All right, that hit create prompt, and now we have ad creator right there. So what we could do is we could hit use, and it's literally going to say paste in your brand copy. So I could come onto my AI team. I could paste in my brand copy. Copy my whole page. And if I paste that in, now it's going to do the same thing, right? I could paste in that data and then it will generate content. And then this will, now we have our own little custom prompts. There's your prompts and then there's public prompts. So you could turn those prompts public or private and other people could use them and you could search up what other people have created too. So right now there's 11 public prompts, which are what other people made, okay? So there's other ones all there. And then down here in a few seconds, it's going to appear our little custom output. Once it's done using, any second now. Any second now.
I think last time I brought up maybe with these prompts was being able to file them or favorite them. I think you, you took note of it. I didn't know if you were...
Indeed. Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, because as you get more and more of these, you need to filter them somehow.
Yeah.
You have a search though, don't you, or do you? I can't see because part of the screen is covering your screen.
Yeah, I do have a search in the actual like.
That's okay.
Yeah, in the public one. So you could search up, let's just say ad, or ad, and then it will search up ads,
But yeah, so, like a favorites or something would be good because so people don't have to always search. Maybe one they always go back to,
Yeah, that's a great idea. So definitely. So heck yeah. And then it will write your content. So I'm excited to see what you create. If you ever do join for Aspire Builder Pro, Aspire Builder, I wonder why it's failing. I'm gonna have to fix that. If you ever do, it's included in your subscription in Aspire Builder Pro. Yeah, what's up? It's included in the subscription in Aspire Builder Pro, or you could buy basically this software completely separate by itself. So
yeah,
it just won't have it where you could actually schedule the post since you're going to need Aspire Builder Pro for that. So,
right.
Yeah. But heck yeah. Hopefully you dig it. Hopefully you create some sick content with it. Can't wait to see what you create.
All right, buddy. Love you. I'll see you. I'll see you next week. I'm traveling to St. Louis and Iowa, so I might not see it. Well, I'll be on a plane, I think, or maybe an airport. But you know how I like to jump in while I'm traveling, so maybe I'll say hi on my phone. All right, buddy.
Glad you showed up.
See ya. Have a great weekend. Love you.